Well, welcome back on the show this morning. It's all about money making. Well, in today's dynamic and competitive world, building a sustainable business means looking beyond the short-term profits. It involves creating a long-term value through innovation, ethical practices, and commitment to ongoing personal and professional development. Such a business does not just adapt to market changes, it grows stronger through them. Entrepreneurs will pair financial insights with self-awareness, discipline, and a clear sense of purpose are far more likely to lead ventures and endure, and also ensure that those ventures succeed. Now, joining us for this conversation is a global business consultant, Dr. Stephen Enike-Mattew. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us on the show this morning. It's all about money making.
Yes, today's money making Saturday.
Yeah, today is money making Saturday. So, I like that line.
Tell us how young people can shift focus from this white collar jobs and become job creators.
Okay, I think good morning everyone. Good morning Nigerians. Good morning. So nice to be here. I think I would say that the word shift focus introduces the discussion more appropriately, because we've seen a generation where people are heavily dependent on government, people are heavily dependent on third parties to create employment. So we have an employability problem in Africa, Nigeria in particular. So to bridge that gap, it's important for Nigerians and young people to begin to think about self-sustainability. That's where entrepreneurship development comes in. And to do that, you must shift your mindset from being dependent, becoming self-sufficient and self-reliant. So every human being has the capacity to do business, but not everyone can run a business. Every human being can sell something, but it doesn't mean that everyone can own a company.
Okay.
So some people are designed by their build to be employers of labor, while some people are designed by their build to be employees, being employed to provide value. Now, in providing value, you can still create solutions. You can still run enterprise, but you don't need to own a company.
What does it take to run a business and to run a company? Because you just said that not everybody can do that.
Running a business means selling. Once you have a product to sell, you have people to buy the product, you're in business. Providing exchange, providing value, you earn money. Money is not the only currency that can be earned. It's just like, it's a means to an end, you know. So you provide value through service, through product, like Nigerian youth call it hustle, side hustle. So while you are in paid employment, you can have like a side hustle. And that side hustle is providing general extra source of income. But it doesn't mean that you must have a company. Now, owning a company basically means that you are pulling yourself out of the hustling into running a full management structured kind of an organization where you have processes, you have policies, you have procedures, you have systems, you have corporate governance, you have a pool of clientele that you are retaining, that you are expanding, you are scaling. That way you are running a full-fledged company. But not everybody must run companies, but everybody must sell something.
You must sell.
Sell something.
So how do you identify your passion to sell something and be able to make more active income from it?
Okay, from my childhood experience, those days during Christmas period, you know, I don't know if it's prevalent now, but I know that there was a time that you had these Christmas cards. You take Christmas cards to your uncles, to your big aunties and all that. Say, okay, give me 20 naira, 10 naira, and you know, and I will do anything you want me to do for you. Send me on any errand. It's for Christmas. I want to raise money. So you're making 1,000, you're making 500. That way, you are making money. So every young person has that ability to actually create some sort of revenue. All you need to do is look inwards, number one, focus on your immediate environment. Everybody in your environment has a problem that needs to be solved. If you solve that problem, you earn money for solving the problem.
You mentioned something. How can you turn a hustle, a side hustle, we young people say?
Okay.
How can we turn it into a wealth-building
structured business
company and business?
Like you said, when your side hustle pays you twice as much as your regular job pays you, and your side hustle can keep you going for 6 months, you are doing something right. You can snowball into pulling out of the side hustle to give your 100%. But at the same time, every human being is not created to be an employer of labor.
Sure.
Every human being is also not created to be an employee. Your strengths comes to play. Your genetic build, how your mind works, your creative ingenuity, because it requires creativity to be an employer of labor, actually.
Some people might argue with you and say that, I can go to business school and learn some of these traits and, go through personal development courses and learn how to do all those things. What would you say to those people?
My personal journey, you acquire all the skills needed. There's nothing wrong with acquiring skills. You can acquire all the skills. But your genetic build, who you are, determines entirely what you become. If you do not understand your self-awareness, who you truly are, your build, and you say because you have gone to a business school, you've done an MBA, for example, then you can run a business, you will get your fingers burnt.
So at what point do you now discover who you are? Because it's a big one.
Yeah, so who you are is, I'm currently doing something I call the self-discovery journey. So I'm taking young people through a process called self-discovery, helping people to discover who they are, what you are here for, the problem you are designed to solve, your complexity, your competence, your character, your capacity, helping you to unravel all of this. So it becomes easy for you to know exactly what direction to take through the path of life. So to give clarity to your question is, if you do not know the problem you are created to solve, you can't solve any problem. And the only way you can know the problem you are created to solve is by knowing who you are. And who you are is not your name. Who you are is not the schools you went to. Who you are is not the degrees you have. Who you are is the problem that you have been designed to solve. And that would mean that some people are created to solve fashion problems. When you tap them up 3 a.m. in the morning, the first thing that comes to their mind is creative designs. That kind of a person cannot operate functionally in the banking system. He could work in the bank for a while, but he will be restless. He can't sit on the chair.
The person will do fashion.
Yes, he's always thinking there's always something to solve. That is somebody who is created to solve fashion problems.
Can that be termed as your passion?
Well, you could call it passion.
Okay.
You could call it passion, but passion itself doesn't put money on your table. Passion itself doesn't give you income. Passion will only give you income until you discover that you have passion for that thing. And you now begin to refine that passion into commercial value. Putting structure into your passion to say, I like what you're wearing. I could put something better for you. I know how to put the colors together, the texture, the dresses that makes you look all put together. That's when your passion now becomes commercialized. There's so many people that are passionate about several things. Ideas bursting up and bubbling, but they don't have the creative ability to look at you and say, I like the shade of your suit and your tie. It goes well with your complexion. Okay, maybe you can mix it with a navy blue shirt or an orange base shirt or something. That is somebody who has that eye for that detail. That is the person's uniqueness. And once that person is able to commercialize that value, it begins to earn income from that. That way you can build a company to say you want to put corporate face and corporate structure to that passion. Having passion without structure is tantamount to poverty. So
do you have how you bring young people together? Because when I look at the unemployment rate, it's about 4.3% as at the second quarter in 2024.
Okay.
Do you have where you gather young Nigerians to tell them that, hey guys, you can turn your passion into profit. You can become an entrepreneur and you get more money. So how do we have these young people come together to educate them? So what do you do concerning this? Because you can't just be talking.
We can't just be talking.
You are not active in all of this.
So thank you for the question. For the past 5 years thereabout, I've been doing some sort of self-development and building capacity in the area of training, coaching, mentorship for young people. My focus is actually a lot more on young people. So that said, I created something that I call the Enike-Mattew Global Business Consulting. That consulting is a vehicle that creates a platform for young people to come together, to learn, to coach, to be coached, to be trained, and to be mentored into becoming self-sufficient, into becoming better in whatever they do. By virtue of that, we had to now say, okay, like you say, you can't just be talking or have the ideas. You need to create a platform that helps to converge all these young people together. That's what led to the birthing of the Paradigm Shift Conference. So we had the first edition of the Paradigm Shift Conference in March. We started small because we want to test the waters. By virtue of some of the entrepreneurial skills that we have, don't put all your 2 feet in the ocean, start small. And it was a massive success.
Okay.
And then September 27th, we have another session again of the Paradigm Shift
we just have to we have to go now because you have a lot to say concerning how people can turn their passion into profits and ensure that they gain more. But we still have to invite you.
Thank you.
To talk more about this entrepreneurship skills for young Nigerians, particularly the issue of unemployment rate, whether this will definitely drop. For people to now change their mindsets from this issue of running on white-collar jobs and also becoming job creators.
But before we go, I need to really ask. Let's say I have a small business and it's making a fair amount of turnover. How will your organization help me to make it global? To make it global, firstly, we come to put. What will I learn from this Paradigm Shift Conference? We come to put structure. We advise corporate governance structures, help to set up policies, processes, and procedures, build systems that people can drive. Because to sustain a business, you need to create systems. The systems that helps the business to be sustained. So these are the things that I would learn from your conference and all that. And then we also help you to learn how to make money, manage money, multiply money, and sustain money. I love money. Money making Saturday. Talking about money on Saturday, it's quite interesting. Global business consultant, Dr. Stephen Enike-Mattew. Thank you so much. Many thanks for coming on the show this morning. Thank you. All right, after the break, we'll focus on the outcome of the recently conducted by-election and the coalition ahead of the 2027 general election. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.